Computer. All right.
There, we're recording.
Yes, we're recording. Welcome to creating classes, money for classes with entities. And with entities, yes. And our amazing Amy Shine is the host of this whole thing and person behind this great idea. Brilliant idea, because how many people are actually struggling with creating money, with coming up with money for the classes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And first hi Brian. First we're gonna, do you need to be unmuted? I can unmute you. And hey Vanessa, oh my gosh, hi guys. Annette, thank you for joining. So you can like wave if you wanna be unmute. Can you unmute yourself? If you want, yeah, you can. Yes. Okay, awesome. Good. I didn't know if I have to unmute you first because I muted you all at the beginning. All right, so what we would like to talk about, to give you some general tools about how to create money for classes, and add this, oh, my Google Doc is still on, add this element of creating with entities. And actually, I was looking at that. It's not only with entities, but allowing everything to contribute to you. Everything that you don't even think could contribute to you, including the planet, including the animals, including your children, including your spouses and your significant and insignificant others, and just everything around you. Because how much have we made receiving something difficult or painful, or we just can't do this because, you can give anytime to everyone, but receiving is somewhat challenging. And you all probably know bars. If not, you might have experienced that, or might have taken a class or run many bars maybe. Or maybe you're bars facilitator, maybe you certified facilitator. So you heard this thing about receiving, infinite perceiving, knowing, being, and receiving. It's kind of element of being the infinite being. And yet it seems to be the most like this gray area of being the infinite being, right? So would like to talk about that, and also talk about just practical tools, what you can do, what you can be, what action can you take, and this whole aspect of entities. So Amy, you want to start?
Sure, yeah. So so we created this call because we want the information that we both have on creating going to classes with ease. Because I notice, we all know, like with Access and with classes, like there's a lot of classes going on, right? There's a lot to choose from. There's a lot on offer. So I've just picked up a lot of tools over the years in getting clear on how to create going to classes with ease, and also create the money with ease. And so we did me and Gosia went over like some kind of like steps that we go through. So will we just get straight into it? The steps?
Yeah, well, but let's just start from the beginning. So Amy was so awesome to write them down. I had them somewhere rambling in my head, so it would be easier, so we'll not forget anything and we can add upon it. All right. So first of all, how many decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, and all the points of views do you have about money? Forget money for classes, just money altogether, right? So everything that is, if anything, everything that is, let's just try and create it, please. Will you?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all night shots, boys and beyonds. And I don't know if many of you heard of this new discovery in Access called refined judgments, which is something that people mistaken very often for awareness. It's actually not awareness. It's more like this crumbs of judgment, like this really little judgments. It's when you kind of like receive from someone, but not really, like, wow, she's actually brilliant, even though she's so old and wrinkly, or so fat and ugly. Like, there's like this, yeah, she's great, but there's this So the after your so-called awareness is the refined judgment. So all the refined judgments that you have, first of all, about you and your capacity to create money. Yeah, there's none of them, right? Will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC, all night shots, boys and beyonds. That's cute. Cynthia is showing the big yes sign. So that's the thing. Like, even if you like doing pretty good with money and you manage to create money like in the spurs, like there's nothing and then you create it and you spend it and then there's nothing and then you create it again because you really need it and all of that. Like, you probably have lots of judgments of that form of creation. So everywhere you judge the way you create, the way you be with money, the way you choose things and then either create for them or not, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Right, wrong, the proper connections, boys and girls. I want to run like 100 clearings at the same time for all of your heads and your bodies. All right. Whew. Expand. Expand. Everybody, please expand. The intensity of like what is going on in your universes is just amazing. Awesome. So what can we truly, truly create here today and what else is possible? So there was like 10 thoughts that jumped and ideas that jumped on me. So do you work daily with kind of being aware of what are you aware of in you, about your creations, about your money flows, about your financial situation and creation of all the people around you? Is this like in your daily life awareness, or just something that pops when you desperate or when you like really need money or the bill shows up? Like, how is it for you guys? Talk to us.
Gosia, just this week I've instituted setting my alarm for 6:30, getting up and doing just that, and it's just something new this week. So
you planning to create more?
Oh yeah, I thought I'd choose something different.
Oh, I love it. So awesome. Okay, this is one of the tools. Actually, choose something different. Like take a different road to work. You know, when you're driving your kids to school. This can like break this habitual, life that very often people are leading, like this automatic robot. Even if you even if you're awesome humanoid, we kind of tend to do same old, unless you choose otherwise. So awesome, cool. Thank you for choosing something else. So what else can you choose? Like, one of my favorite questions in the mornings, like, what can I be and do different today? To create more money right away, or to have more fun right away, or to have too much fun today right away. Like, you can create with this question. So what can I be and do? Not only be or not only do, because both are actually required. Be and do different today. So not same old, just different today. Create blank right away. So create more money. So create money for classes, create more clients, invite more clients right away. And then just notice what shows up, what occurs. If you have some, like I happens to have the best ideas and most ideas, and like what I have to do, what I have to be, what I have to change in the shower. And by the time I get out of the shower, it's gone. So, or when I'm driving, when I cannot take the notes. So sometimes I record or like stop, pull over. So what would it take for that to be easier to really like pull into our universe what we truly aware of at any time and actually institute it? Because humanoids are amazing with ideas, and we're so aware of everyone's heads. So we kind of like, and I could do this, and I could do this, and I could do this, but we kind of don't ask question about it, because maybe we live near someone who really wants to start painting, and we're like zero interest in painting, but you suddenly one day like, I want to start painting. I could actually be a good artist and start making money. Is this yours? Like, do you acknowledge how aware you are? Or you wake up, like I had for the longest time, I would come sit down and start working, and I feel like I don't want to work, I don't want to do anything, I just don't want to live, I just like, I'm so lazy. And it took me months, literally months, I swear to you guys, months to ask the question, is this actually mine? Because it actually occurs every time I just sit down on the sofa. And behind the wall, we happen to have a neighbor who seems to have a very strange life. And I hear his video games playing all day long, shooting grown men with children and wife. And I was like, oh, is this possible? It's not actually mine. And I got like, oh, it's not, it's his. And it stopped. I don't have to do it anymore. I don't have to like go to a coffee shop or somewhere else, to the clubhouse to to create or to work or force myself. It's not mine. So all the unacknowledged awarenesses that might stop your creation, might stop your money flows, might stop what you know about money, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Wow. Wow, that was a lot. Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. And again, all the decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations that you made about you and about your creations based on other people's ideas of creations, other people's limitations, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. And also let's do all the projections and expectations. And every time you have a projection or expectation of you, of somebody else, of something else, and that leads always to separations, judgment, and rejections. I don't know if you know how that whole thing works, right? So projection and expectation will lead you to separation, rejection, and judgment. So you create barriers, you create separation, you stop yourself from receiving from everyone and everything around you. Okay, so all the projections, expectations, separations, right, judgments, and rejections that stop your money flows, money creation, your creativity, everything that would lead you to money and have money show up in your life, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Ow. And let's go across of lifetimes, dimensions, and realities. Revoke, recant, rescind, reclaim, renounce, denounce, destroy, and uncreate it, please. Oh, right, wrong, bad, political, nine shots, boys and beyond. There's everything just like comes and zit and goes away. All right, never mind. Anything else you would like to add, Amy, or anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, like if you were just looking specifically at a class, like going to a class, usually what I do, you know, before I start like looking at the class, like before I start like going into going to the class, I usually destroy and uncreate all my DJCCs, decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations, all my expectations, projections, judgments, refined judgments I have of the class, of me in regards to that class, everywhere I'm aware of everyone else wanting to go to the class.
That's a big one.
Where I have a need in my world that I feel like I need to do this, I destroy and create all that. So that when I do ask the questions, I'm clear on my reality, not tapping into everyone else's worlds. Do you get me?
Yeah, brilliant. That's actually brilliant. You like, yeah, condensed everything that's important for today's conversation. Yeah, how much when I talked about you being aware of other people's universes, also how much are you aware of all the people that want to go to the class and also feel this wrongness if they cannot make it to the class.
Yeah.
Maybe you could create the money with greater ease if you didn't perceive that or take it as yours, that, you know, oh, I don't have money, but I don't have money. So everywhere if you go, but I don't have money, go, if money was not an issue, after doing what Amy was doing, was talking about, if money was not an issue, what would I choose? And this somehow, I don't know, this always works. It helps me so much to get me clarity what I actually desire. If there's any weirdness in my universe when I want to choose something, I ask, if money was not an issue, what would I choose? And then I have a clear yes or clear no. Like, I don't doubt it anymore. Like, sometimes we desire something only because we can't afford it. Like, you know, like, ooh, we see this amazing, gorgeous, sexy Lamborghini. I want Lamborghini. But if you ask questions, money was not an issue. If I can afford 10 Lamborghinis, would I actually want one? It's like, nah, it's actually too low. And yeah, the position in the car is not that great, right? I would rather buy a Cadillac or something else, right? So like, we think we want something because we can't have it. And this is this humanoid nature to desire what we cannot have. So everything you've been desiring only because you cannot have, rather than acknowledge what you can have and what you can create and what you can be to create that, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and poc, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. All right. So, you know about asking questions, right? Oh, we have a question. Rebecca. Oh, let's unmute you. What's your question?
Okay, so, it's jumping out of my mind. So when I have that whole situation come up where I see things that I can't have, and then that's the things that I would like, it's almost like on the other side of that, though, the things that I already feel like I can do are uninteresting to me. But yet those are the things I desire.
Yes, and everything that is will you destroy and uncreate.
How do you get out of that cycle?
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc,
Yes,
all nine
please.
shots, boys and beyond. So what what stupidity am I using to create the wants and desires I am choosing? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, all night, should, boys, and
Okay.
stupidity is unawareness. Remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, and all the refined judgments you have about that, and all the points of orders creating this, and all the schematics creating this. Will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad,
Yes.
all night, should, boys, and beyonds. And what if you function in 10 seconds increments? Do I still want it? Am I really interested? Do I really desire this? Maybe not at all. Like, just be aware, and there's no wrongness in any of that, right? We always look for wrongness. It's somehow like we have this strange need to look for wrongness, and if we're only right when we're wrong, rather than like, cool, I have this awareness, I want this, I don't want this, like, I don't care, I do care, I really desire to go there. Actually, I'm okay if I don't. What if none of it was a problem? Does it help?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I uncreate the things that I like. So it's like,
you're breaking up, honey. Can you say it again?
Right? Oh, sorry. I go into the monkey brain whenever I go to create it. Then I end up uncreating it.
How do you know you're ending up uncreating this? Or maybe you're creating for the future. So what have you defined as creation?
Okay. My judgment. It's more judgment that it's like I'm uncreating it.
Yeah, so every time you're like creating something or asking for something and it hasn't showed up the way you think it should show up, and all the decisions and conclusions you made after that, like, oh, it didn't work, oh, I suck, oh, I can't create, you actually stop the creation. Because sometimes the creation of something takes a little bit longer than we want. Like, okay, maybe you don't create money for the class that app starts tomorrow, but between this class and you will not make it there, it's okay too. It's not the wrongness and everything that brings up, let's destroy and uncreate it, please, right, wrong, but connections, boys and beyond. But what if like this gives you like a different awarenesses to create for the next class with total ease? There's something strange in there. Okay. What is that?
Yeah.
So do you like always shoot yourself in the leg, in the foot when you start creating?
Yes.
Okay, so whatever that is, let's destroy and uncreate it, please. Right, wrong, with best, what, pocal, nice, boys and beyond. So what decision have you made about your creations?
I watched my mom fail at a lot of businesses.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. So you only, so your definition of creation is a failure.
All of her creation.
Tell me again, all of her?
Yeah.
All of her creations was
not fun.
So is creation for you has to end in failure? Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, not for me, but I bought it.
No. So do you resist and react to it?
But I've been living that. Okay.
Are you resisting and reacting and doing everything not to be like your mama while you already decided you're like your mama?
Oh, yes.
So everything that is, let's destroy and create and the polarities around that.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, podpoc, all night, shorts, boys and beyonds. So every time we resist and react to something, there has to be the other side of the coin as well.
My finger is really burning.
So, right, like you wouldn't resist and react to anything if you didn't have the other side in your universe already, or you didn't align and agree with it. It just wouldn't exist. You'll be like, oh, cool, okay, she wasn't successful with creations, but I can create a completely different reality. So everywhere you've been unwilling to create a completely different financial reality, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, podpoc, all night, shots, boys and beyonds. And everywhere you've been creating money for classes and for everything else in your life based on your parents' realities, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, podpoc, all night, shots, boys and beyonds. And what is your reality with money? What is your financial reality? And this is one of those questions that scrambles your brain, and you might have to take a bit of time for some people, their financial reality. I'm gonna mute you when I talk, and then
sorry, thank you.
And because this will be on the recording, sorry. And then I'll mute you if you have, just wave to me if you want to say something. So, oh gosh, where I was going. Like everything just races through my head. What I was saying, what did I start to say?
Talking about having your own financial reality.
Yes, thank you. This is one of those things where, like, your financial reality might be to never have money, or to be poor, or to always struggle, or to always fight for survival, or like have the riches beyond riches. Like, be clear and be brutally honest with yourself. What is truth? What is my financial reality? Truth, what is my reality with money? And you might be surprised what will come up. So everything that will come up, please just put on park and return it to sender, because you bought it from someone. It's a crock of shit that you bought from someone a long time ago in a galaxy far away. Probably not even from your parents, but lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So get clear on what is your reality with money. Like, I realized my reality with money was like every Polish person who grew up in communistic Poland, you know, which is like just bare minimum and just make it and survive. And you live comfortably, but living comfortably is to have roof over your head and food to eat and some clothes, right? So that worked for us when I was growing up. Now it doesn't work for me anymore. So I was like, oh, you know, I have all of that, and how much more would I like to have in my life? And I started creating from this. So kind of look at your childhood, how you grew up, and see if you have any traits of that creating in your life right now, or if you create in spite the opposite because you were so upset with like what you were exposed to and what was your reality, that you create because you want to prove something to your parents, or you just don't want to be like them. But you always have that in your reality and in your awareness, okay, somewhere. So everything that is and everything that brings up for all of you, and everywhere, everything that doesn't allow you to have total clarity and ease with all of that, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, talk, all night shots, boys and beyonds. And if you really choose the class, you will make it there. Like, if you really choose it, we are capable of creating everything instantly. It's just the points of views and limitations that it slows us down, right? So like, if you really register for the class, ask questions, start looking at the tickets, like start creating a whole reality around this class. Don't wait until it comes into your backyard. Like for me, for the longest time, going for class longer than 2 days was the beyond, because I have small children. So when somebody said, why don't you become facilitators? Yeah, and I almost got angry. It's like, how dare you ask me to leave the house for 7 days? Don't you know my situation? Don't you know I have small children? It's impossible. And then I looked at that. It's like, oh, I actually could choose it, and they will survive. The children will not die if I leave them for a week. And I did. It took me another year, I think, to actually get there. But it's like planted the seed. So what seeds have you planted somewhere in your universe, somewhere in your life, somewhere in your future that you haven't acknowledged yet? Everything that doesn't allow for you to acknowledge all the seeds of greatness, of future possibilities, of amazing things showing up in your life, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Wow, right, wrong, bad, talk, all night shots, boys and goes beyond. Every time you ask a question, you create chaos, you create something, you create future possibilities that, you know, as I said, the moment you say, oh, I didn't show up, or I failed, I didn't make it, you destroy this creation. It's like planting the seed and digging out, you know, 3 days later, 2 weeks later, seeing if it's sprouting, rather than just nurture it, water it, make sure there is some sun exposure, good soil, and knowing that it's going to grow. Like if you ask a question, you set the whole universe in motion. You have to know it's gonna create, it's gonna grow. You don't have to check on the seeds. You don't have to, like, do the farmers do it? They would destroy all the seeds, all the little, what do you call it, sprouts, right? If they kept checking, okay, are you there yet? Are you there yet? They know it's going to grow, smaller, bigger, but it's going to grow and show up somehow. So everywhere you've been trying to control your creations, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, porn, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Okay, so another question. Do you want to go to question number 2, Amy? That you so brilliantly, talk about that. This is awesome.
You kind of like already just went in there, but like, so yeah, so if you're looking at class and, you know, you go to question, like, so truth, if I choose this, while the planet will be like 100 years from now, and, you know, if I don't choose this, while the planet will be like, and if the energy is, you know, really expansive for choosing it, you don't have to straight away then choose. That doesn't mean you have to go. Like, you can ask more questions. Like, you can ask if it's going to be easy for you. You can ask if it's going to be easy for you to go, you know, things like that. And then if it's all very light and it's very clear in your world, like you said, don't wait. Like, I'd have never ever had the money for a class before I chose the class. Like, I never looked at a class and went, oh, you know, I have the money in the bank, let's go. I always looked at a class and went, oh my God, and looked at the energy of it, and it was completely light and everything was really light to go. And I didn't have the money, and I just chose the class. And then, like you said, I register, put my name, and then I even may go recently, like with Dane's SOP in California. I didn't have the money for the class. It was all really light. It was probably one of the, you know, most expensive classes I went to. Like, it cost the most, and didn't have the money. I chose the class, I registered, and then I booked my flights. And I still don't have the money for the class, but I booked my flight. I had to hot-block myself so many times. And then I took the steps to create going to the class. So I didn't wait for the money. I chose, and then I created the money. So that's one of the key things I think is, like, don't wait for the money to show up. Like, choose it, and then you'll create the money.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, please. Who is that?
This is Tunde.
Hey, Tunde. How are you, Han?
Okay, thank you. So my question is that I stop right there. Like I would like to go to classes, and I don't see the means. You know, like I have a multiple options, only one way of income.
So
I stopped right there. Like, oh, I can have it, but how? You know, or I can have it, but how? And we were talking about it with Amy and the guys, and I give up, I think, even before I start anything.
And
so it's like a loop.
Tunde, do you actually acknowledge how much you did create? I've seen you in many classes, honey.
Yeah, but those like.
Yeah, and I know you probably want to take 10 times more. But please acknowledge all your creations, even if you made it to like the taster for $35. Acknowledge it. I made it there. I chose it. I actually made it. I moved my butt and I made it there. Like, the smallest creation, if you start acknowledging. So if you don't acknowledge something, like, or I acknowledge this much and not this much, you literally only can receive this much in the future. Whatever you acknowledge, and people don't acknowledge anything. So if you always like go into, and second thing, if you go into how, you kind of like, again, shoot yourself in the foot, and you already like dismissed your creative powers, your magic, your brilliance, and like kind of show this to the universe. Like, I know you can't contribute to me. I can't do this. Look, how? It's impossible, right? Like, you are cutting yourself off from everything and everyone around you to contribute to you. And I've heard so many miracle stories from people that wanted to take the class and money did show up. Like Amy said, she already booked the ticket, not having money for the class. There was not a doubt in her universe that she will create the money for the class. Like, was there any doubt in your universe? No.
Yeah, sometimes I have that too, but mostly not.
Yeah, so all the house you go into and everywhere you give up before you even start, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Okay. Ow, right and wrong. Yes, will you? Oh, right. Will you? Do you actually want to destroy it? Or what do you love about
I have an unwillingness.
that? So truth, what do you love about that? What do you love about tormenting yourself and torturing yourself and like feeling like crap about yourself and beating yourself up every waking hour?
I can be a martyr and then I die with the glory, right?
Oh, glory of poverty and suffering and pain. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a good one, honey. Is this working for you? Are you having fun yet?
No.
Well, you are. This is actually.
I guess. I would like to change that. Really, like change that. I used to create so much more than I do now, and I feel like just I'm going into the sack. You know, that doesn't open it at the other end. And I know it's in my head or in my energetics, but I just stop myself doing it, creating more.
So, okay, so everywhere you're creating yourself as people you grew up with. Will you destroy uncreated, please?
Yep.
Right and wrong, good and bad, punk, rock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what do you love about failing?
That I don't have to show up.
Okay, cool. Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreated, please? Right, bad, punk, rock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And so what if you could never fail? What if you would be success at everything? Like you're successful not to make it to the class. At not making it to the class. You're successful at not making enough money for the class. Like what if you switch, like, because if you walk around with this big neon sign, I'm a failure, because this is what happens when you have judgments about you, like literally have this flashing neon signs, and everybody who sees you, before you even open your mouth, they think, she's kind of a loser, this girl. She's so cute and so awesome, but no, she's kind of a loser, right? Like this is what we do.
It's like a proving to myself that I couldn't do it. You can do it. I proved that I can do it.
But not only you, like everyone around you is aware of this energy, because we do carry like this big flashing sign. So look at like what is your judgment of you. And maybe when you become aware that this is a flashing sign that everybody can see and read before you open your mouth, maybe you will consider changing it before you like get out of the house, because it will create your life with greater ease. So everything that is, and whatever it is, I'm stupid, I'm unlovable, I'm fat, I'm skinny, I'm old, I'm young, like whatever, like too young to do certain things, like whatever your judgment of you is, it might not be, we're gonna have many cuckoos now, I forgot to turn them off. It's true, the cuckoo says it's true. So whatever your judgment of you is, like you can like, I'm too creative and I don't do anything about it, like whatever that is.
Yeah.
Turn off this neon, like you're so creative, you're actually super talented, and you don't, I don't know if you do enough with that. So what are your talents and capacities that you haven't acknowledged that could make you tons of money? Write a list of 10 things that are super, 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 super easy for you. Like what comes to you with ease that you never put value on? Like it's not valuable because it's so easy for me. And ask questions. Which one of those, or maybe more than one, could actually make you money? And use this to create money for the classes. Because I haven't been to the class that haven't created change for me. Like there's no bad access class. You always do something new. You always like change. You always meet amazing people. You always get inspired or re-inspired. Like there's no bad access class, especially if you go with Gary and Dane. Okay. It's just, you cannot go wrong with those classes. So even if you like isn't super like pulley, and sometimes there are classes that create this total weirdness, and it's the awareness of the change that might be uncomfortable that you're aware of. Like I've had classes like this that I almost like didn't want to go to, but then I asked like, okay, what will my life be like? What Amy said, 5 years from now, if I take this class, or how will I be like, let's say class ends on Monday, how will I be on Monday night after this class? And like have this, I was like, oh, that's awesome. So maybe it's going to be uncomfortable during the class, or maybe like shortly after, but then it creates total lightness and space. So like ask questions. Question creates awareness. Always look into what each choice will create in your life. What each choice, like if I buy this, will it make me money? If I go there, will it make me money? I started following the energy of the life I would like to create. And everywhere I go, I meet amazing people. I meet new clients. I meet, like, I see different possibilities, but I only like really select 1 out of 20 invitations maybe. But I go, and it sometimes makes absolutely no sense. But once I move my butt from house and I follow that energy, something opens up, something miraculous sometimes shows up. But always there's like, oh, I needed to be there. I needed to meet this person. This opened up like a completely different. And you never know what it is until you choose it. So trust your knowing, trust this pull, trust this lightness. And stop trying to define it. Everything you try to define, you limit, and you cannot receive, you cannot change, you cannot create from this space. So everything that brings up, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Ow!
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, all night shots, boys and beyonds. Amy, you want to go to the next next one. We've covered a lot from that, but
you kind of jumped into
I know.
Like also another question that I've just started to ask recently, which is helping me, and this could be not just for looking at a class, if you're looking at, like you said, like buying a new car or, you know, going on a holiday or whatever, like you can ask, like, is now the time? Because sometimes everything, you know, like you said, every class is a contribution, like everything is light, but yet there's a weird, funky energy in your world, and maybe just that question might just help you get clarity around, is now the time?
Yeah. Oh, now or later. Yeah, now or later. Or this class or next class, or the class. Like if there's more facilitators for certain class, like body class, Dr. Entities class, you know, there's more. Okay, do I want to, because there's sometimes some funkiness, you want to go to the class, but there's something, ask, you know, is this the facilitator for me? Because sometimes personalities clash. It shouldn't happen in ideal world of access, right? But sometimes there's something. And for me, it's always invitation to some bigger changes. Like it never was just like, for no reason. It's always something amazing that can come out if we're willing to ask questions, or like, look at that, or clear some stuff, right? So, but you can ask like, okay, is my body or my being desiring to be with this class, with this facilitator in this group of people? And
at this time, because it could be
at
just
this, and at this, exactly, is now the time.
Or you're required with your family, or you're required somewhere else, you know.
Exactly. Like there was 7 days, and 7 days in South Africa, and I really wanted to go last year, and I asked questions, and every time I asked, it was really, really heavy. And I even got invited to translate this class, which means I would go for like way less. I would pay way less, just hard cost and plane ticket. And every time I asked, what my life be like, the future in 5 years, the planet in 100 years, 150 years, 500 years, it was so heavy to go. I could not, like, I asked everyone I knew, like A or B, and everybody had the same awareness. I even called Dane like A or B, and first I said, should I go? You know, and he's like, of course you should go. It's an access 7 days. And I said, okay, so A or B. And he's like, B. I said, yeah, that's not going. So it was really funny. Really funny. And I still don't know exactly like why and what did it create that I was on another side of the world when the class was happening. And I knew it's not like, am I going to have an accident, die, something will happen at home while I'm gone. It was all no's. It was something really big, energetic, that I needed to be on the other side of the planet. I'll be the contribution to the class somewhere else. And I don't know what would have happened and then I talked with some people that said, like, I had exactly the same. I have no idea why I was not supposed to be there. And then it turned out, I actually talked with several of the CFs that had the same, and they were like at different sides of the planet. Like, what did the consciousness know? What did we know? Maybe we had to, like, I don't know, counterbalance something or support or contribute from the distance. What do we know? And like, so this is what Amy said, you know, maybe now is not the time. And it's not a wrongness. It's just a choice. So everywhere you make your choices wrong, or you're trying to find a perfect choice, right choice, correct choice, rather than seeing everything as just a choice, will you just try and create it, please? Ooh, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. What else, Amy, you want to say?
So then, like, okay, so we covered like the not going thing. So then if you are looking at going or at choosing something, and I think you kind of covered as well, as like, make a demand. Like the demand comes of yourself. Because, you know, I see people sometimes do this, like, because I host a lot of classes, and, you know, I'll sometimes get emails from people or whatever, and they'll say, oh, the money didn't show up. And I'll be like, okay, so like, you don't wait for the money to show up. Like, the universe doesn't knock on your door and go, here you go. You make the demand of you that no matter what, you're choosing that. You're going, you're going to be there, or you're having that car, or you're, you know, no matter what, you're going to create it, and take time out of it. Like you said, you know, take it. Don't put like, oh, it has to be this class, but no, but still, you're still demanding it, and you're still taking the steps to create it. Without like you demand it of yourself, and then when you demand it of yourself, the universe can come in.
Yeah, so I love that, like, demand of yourself and request of the universe.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't demand of the universe, because I know people's like, universe, damn it, deliver. No, you demand of yourself, no matter what, I'm going to create it. I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when, I'm going to create it no matter what. And so that's the demand, this energetic demand, but your request of the universe. And this is where the entities come in as well. Like that the universe will contribute. And it's not to make universe like bigger and greater and something outside of you. You are part of this creation. Like you are part of the ocean. If you drop in the ocean, right? You're one. It's like this idea of oneness. So don't separate yourself from the universe either. Don't separate yourself from anything and anyone around you. I've heard stories of people being gifted money. They won lottery. Somebody who owned the money for years suddenly calls like, can I come by and drop off your check? And it's like, what? You own me like for 5 years this money. Like you never know how it's gonna, so it can show up in a miraculous way. You don't have to like start a new job on Monday. Like it can show up in this amazing way, but you have to be open to receiving. And if you have like this strong awareness to go somewhere, or talk to someone, or call someone, follow this, because those are the whispers of the universe. We're sometimes really cute, not that bright, and we have to be like looking at all the signs and all the whispers of the universe, all be like whacked across the head, right? 2 by 4 to wake up, because we're not listening. Like be aware, just like really be aware and perceive everything that's talking to you. So I would like to do a little exercise of receiving. Would you like to do this?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And we can include entities. Maybe I should say a little bit about that. So anybody who is scared of entities in the group who is listening right now? No, I see no's. Okay, just in case in the future somebody watches it and they're actually scared of entities and they think entities or this, heck no, Heather writes, and you think that entities can be scary and take you over and destroy your life and make you miserable, make you sick, make you like throw up green slime and twist your head around. Like that's Hollywood, okay? That's not real. So everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it? Please write on the bed, but all nations, boys and beyond. So entities, can be dead people. Entities can be, entity is your car, is your business, is your book, is your house. So every energy that is defined is an entity. But let's focus on entities that are beings of light that actually are here to contribute to us. So like if you die, or you're gonna turn into like this mean, vicious ghost that like wants to people kill themselves, or like you would actually be kind and amazing and contribute, right? Probably most of us would choose to contribute to the living people around us. We wouldn't just like hang out and do nothing. Like just like you are being now, you are contributing to everyone around you. So what would it take for you to acknowledge that there are beings of light? I call them beings of light, and people call them different names, and they call them angels, and they call them guides and all of that. I just stick with beings of light because it's like this more general idea of the energy that I'm perceiving. So beings of light that maybe never had a body, never were embodied on this planet, but they're actually here to contribute to you. So if you are fearful of any of that you decided entities, or you will not receive from them either, okay? So any distractor implants of fear that stop you from receiving, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? And destroy all the distractor implants and everything holding them in place. Ooh, right, wrong, with that, pot, all nations, boys and beyond. So just make sure you're in your body, like bring your being into your body, be aware of your body, starting from your toes. You can put your hands on the belly to kind of bring your awareness into your body. If you're like floating somewhere or hanging out in the ethers, just come back to your body. And you always, like, by the way, you always want to be in your body, okay? You don't want to be checked out somewhere else. Just be in your body. And now lower your barriers and start expanding your energy. You can close your eyes if it's easier for you. You can not, but if you have babies in your arms, do your best and include the baby as well, okay? All right. So just start expanding your energy and expand the space between the molecules. Expand, 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 expand. Fill out the room you're in. Go beyond the room in every direction, including down into the earth. Relax, relax, relax. Drop down your barriers. Push down your barriers if you have to. Keep expanding, keep expanding, keep expanding. Expand to the size of your city, state, country you're in. Keep expanding. Expand, expand, expand. As big as the world. As big as the universe. Go beyond the universe. Go beyond the universes and keep going. So you are now an infinite being, and being aware of being an infinite being where you cannot find your edges. So being that, your body is inside of you and everything is included in you. So if you thought oneness is not real, it kind of is. We're all just being one. So now ask the beings of light that are around you, include your team, to make themselves known in any way. They can touch you, they can hold your hands, they can embrace you. Lower your barriers, expand, receive. Nothing can harm you, nothing can hurt you. They're here to contribute to you. Receive from them. Say hi. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing to me. I apologize for not receiving from you before. Let's change it. I'm really grateful for you. Can you please contribute to me? What contribution can I be to you guys? Would you be willing to contribute to my creations? I'm so grateful for you. I am so grateful for you. Lower your barriers, keep lowering your barriers. They're here to contribute to you. Not to fix your life, not to make anything and do anything for you, but just to contribute to you energetically. In ways you could never imagine that are possible. And now expand with this energy even more. Become familiar with this energy of those beings of light. And now, perceive the molecules of everything around you. Molecules of the walls, furniture, pets, air, plants, earth, all the molecules. And ask all those molecules to contribute to you as well. And ask them, how can I contribute to you? What contribution can I be and receive here? And now, bring in opalescent white light into your body. See it shine through the molecules of your body, starting from your head or wherever you saw it before, neck, shoulders, back, chest, breasts, belly, pelvis, genitals, legs, down to your feet. See this brilliant, perceive this brilliant, beautiful, opalescent white light shining through all the molecules and expanding into the universe. Thank everything around you. Tell everything around you how grateful you are. Tell yourself how grateful you are. I'm so grateful for you. Body, I'm so grateful for you. Being, I'm so grateful for being. what I'm being right now. What greatness can I be? What potency can I be? What brilliance can I be? What magnificence can I be? What miraculous future can I create now? Stay expanded like this. Stay in this state of receiving and open your eyes if you had them closed. How are you guys? You might feel a little dizzy. That's kind of normal. That's you being one with the universe. And you can have different sensations in your body, like a little bit of pressure, a little bit of chills or shivers. Could be different signs of entities awareness. How was it for you? Anybody wants to say anything?
Amazing.
Vanessa?
So nice.
Thank you.
Done that expansion exercise before.
Yeah.
I've always left my body. I've never come into my body and then expanded my awareness while still being in my body. I just can go wherever I need to go. And that's so easy for me, but to actually be in my body and expand it out was very different, and it was awesome.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is actually, that's why I say be in your body, because so often we can travel and it's so easy for us and we're all over the universe, and then we'll trip and then we like get bumped and then we get into accidents because we're actually not present in our body and aware of our body. So what if we could include everything and everyone around, including us being in our body? Always, always, always. Please never leave your body for any reason. Ever, ever. Because you can be in your body, aware of your body, and everywhere else. We are capable of that. Hi. We are capable of that. So anything that's now for you to always be aware of your body and be in your body, will you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Ooh, right, wrong, biblical conscience, boys and beyonds. Because you have to be aware of your body as well as have your awareness in your body. It's kind of tricky, especially for people like you who just is always like there.
Yeah.
And here. So here,
I think
there.
It brings this new awareness that I think it was Amy earlier mentioning how, I don't know, in so many people's world, I really, really don't know what's mine. And that tool, who does this belong to, is so helpful, but it's so much what I do that I don't even have clarity a lot of the times with, is it light or heavy? And it's like, how is that possible when I feel like I'm so, if it's anyone else, I can get it. And I think it's this. I think it's because I can go into their world with such ease, but I'm not in mine. And so I go, oh, is it me who wants to go to all these classes? Is it me who has these grand ideas, or these other people's worlds that I'm just so aware of? And I have no idea what I truly want to choose. So I think this exercise totally brought those 2 points together for me. And that was something I really wanted to get out of this call. So thank you so much.
Vanessa?
Yes. How does it get better than that? Thank you.
Awesome. So with that awareness, like how many of you are totally OCD? And OCD is higher level of awareness. So you're literally aware of everything and everybody else. So how many of your points of views about money, about how to create money for the classes comes from other people's awarenesses, other people's heads, other people's beings? Like we are so aware, and somebody says something and we immediately dive into their universe. Even if we're like light and happy and expanded and just this amazing infinite being, and you immediately look someone in the eyes and jump into the universe, and you like now with them in their universe, and you don't even know who you are anymore, or you suddenly feel sad or unhappy, or your life it's not that great as you thought it was, and you actually suck and you're pathetic. Like, be aware of that moment of this dive in, and never dive in. You actually want to expand and like check in energetically, but don't dive in. You can like look at the swamp from outside. You don't have to like jump into the swamp to like experience what the swamp is. You can get the energy of the swamp. You don't want to swim in it. It's not that fun, and you smell afterwards and you're totally dirty. So yeah, we're really aware. So for people with like this total capacities like you, like total awareness, the total OCD capacities, you ask maybe, who does this belong to? Sometimes might not work for you. Ask, is this mine? Is this mine? Okay, because then you recognize and know that it's not yours. You don't have to do anything about it. It's just not mine. I'm aware. And sometimes that it's not mine can be really uncomfortable. So just be aware. It's uncomfortable. It just doesn't feel good. But it doesn't mean it's yours and you have to do something with it. You're just aware. Like if you would go into the war zone, it would be probably challenging for most of us to be totally light and happy, and you'll be aware of all the heaviness, of the fear, of the brutality, of whatever rage and anger, of all those distractor implants and those energies running those people's lives and bodies and universes. You'll be aware of it, but it doesn't mean it has to become yours. Just know that you're aware of it. Okay, so that's kind of a distinction, and no matter how many classes you took, you might be maybe not very clear about that. Okay, so any other questions? Do we have anything else, Amy, on our list that we need to say? We kind of covered everything.
Covered nearly everything.
And the 4 elements of creation. Let's talk about a little bit. You want to talk about it? Or choice, possibility, and yeah.
You go first.
Okay, so there are 4 elements of creation, and for creation, for humanoids. Humans create from kind of judgment and force. They create different. That's why maybe like the action plans and setting the goals and all the Tony Robbins or whoever, like all these coaches practices might not work for you, because we don't create from that. We create from very different space, and we create from question, choice, possibility, and contribution. So for me, it's like the cycle of creation, and it's all coming together. So every time you ask a question, different doors, different possibilities show up. When you don't ask a question, like there's nothing in a dark room, no windows, no doors, nothing. You ask a question and doors will show up. That's your possibility, right? And then you can choose something. You have few doors. You can choose from this one, and from this one. So then you ask even more questions. Wow, how does it get even better in this? What else is possible here? More doors will appear. So you always have this element of question, choice, and possibility. And contribution is when you start following this question, choice, possibility, contribution of everything around you might start flowing towards you, and the universe will contribute to you if you start asking questions, because every time you ask a question, you create new possibilities. Question creates awarenesses, right? Question, choice creates awareness. So it's like this beautiful flow and cycle of creation. And don't stop. Like if something awesome shows up, don't go like, oh, I got it. Cool. Like, what else is possible? What else can I create? What else can I have showed up in life, like with total ease? Keep asking questions and keep choosing. And remember, choice is only good for 10 seconds, which doesn't mean you have to like every 10 seconds change position and like leave the job and like run somewhere and stop cooking and run somewhere. No, you can keep choosing the same action or the same activity. Okay, now I keep choosing to read my book. 10 seconds later, I'm still choosing to read the book. Be aware of where you are in the moment. Like that's for me, it's as close as it gets to being in the now. Like being in the now is impossible. The moment you realize you're in the now, it's not now anymore. So that always pissed me off before, because I couldn't be in the now. Like I had this amazing enlightenment of the moment. I'm in the now. I was like, oh, it's gone. Shit. For 10 seconds, it's closer for me to this awesome, being in the now. So try being aware. Like this was awesome what Judy said at the very beginning. Like I decided to set up my alarm clock earlier and get up earlier. So that's a different choice, right? And be aware of this choice. And maybe at some point it won't work for you anymore. Your body wants to sleep in until 10. And you're like, cool, sleeping until 10. What else can I create? And you stay up until 3 or go to bed at 9. like what if there was no form, no structure, no significance to anything that you do? And if you haven't read the 10 Commandments of Access, I highly recommend it. If you use those commandments, your life will be ease, joy, and glory. Like you cannot have difficulties if you start functioning from the 10 Commandments of Access. And there's a book, 10 Keys to Total Freedom. I can maybe post a link underneath. You can buy the book. You can listen to the telecall. If you have taken Foundation, it's in there, and it's just amazing. All right. Anything else before we conclude this amazing meeting?
That's a question in the chat from Rebecca. She's asking, she wonders if she's speaking.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Speaks to.
I wonder when everything speaks to you, what would
you do so you don't get distracted?
Would you get distracted? Yeah, distracted. Okay, so that's. Thank you for this question. I do get distracted really, really easily, and I cannot finish one task anymore. Like I literally cannot. I have to get up, I have to change, I have to do something. And I was making myself wrong for the longest time. Like I became the most ADHD and ADD person in the world, and I was not like this at all before. Oh, I was, and I like squished these capacities. So everything that you made a wrongness, what if this was a strongness? And are you really distracted, or you're just aware of so many things, and you at the end complete what you started anyway, and you actually completed 10 things in the same time as you would complete one? And if not, what questions could you ask to actually be that? So anything doesn't allow that, let's just try and uncreate it, please. Right, wrong, but protocol, nine shots, boys and beyonds. Like Gary was talking about something that he finished someone's big project that took them several weeks in one morning, and was ready by lunch, and was like cleaning out someone's estate, like garage full of stuff. And in literally a few hours, he had everything selected, segregated. This is trash. This is for sale. This is for that person. And it was absolutely, they could not move it for weeks. Like what capacities do we have as humanoids? What X-Men capacities do we have that we don't really acknowledge? So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the magical, mystical creature, humanoid creature you truly be for all eternity? Anything doesn't allow you to be, know, perceive, and receive that. Will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pun, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So you cannot turn off your awareness. That's one problem. Like people that are so aware want to turn it off. And usually they turn it off with drugs, with alcohol, with antidepressants, whatever they're taking to kind of numb their awareness. You can't turn it off. You have to live with it. So that's bad news, okay? You have to live with your awareness. And the more classes you take, the more you do use the tools of access, the more your awareness will actually increase and the voices will get louder. So enjoy it. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. And like you can ask, okay, is this relevant? Is this mine? No, it can take seconds. Like it's not mine, it's not mine, it's not mine. Where do I have to go? And if you have like gazillion things to do, you want to do, ask which one is yours, which one is relevant, which one will make you money. And if you really have this, like, I'm on the mission to create money for this class, not just like universe, what would it take for the money to show up and you'll stay at home? No, take action. See what action will create the most and the fastest. Like you can ask any question, but ask questions, please. If you go into any conclusion, you stop the creation, you kill the creation. Every conclusion and every judgment, including refined judgments, all the schematics, all the points of orders, kill your creations. And you like to make one step forward and two steps back, and then you shoot yourself in the foot in addition to that. So please don't do it. Be kind to yourself, be kind to your bodies, be kind to your beings, and don't make yourself wrong if you don't make the money. And whatever decisions you make, like I have to work X amounts of hours to get to this class, pot and pock that, because then you cannot receive someone gifting you the money or you winning the money or like some tax return from 5 years finally coming through and you getting the check. Like, you can't create it. If you decide that you actually have to, work extra 15 hours a day to make this money for the class. So like, watch yourself, be aware of your conclusions, because we are such a conclusionary creatures. The moment something shows up, the moment something is going on, we go into conclusion. Start working diligently on like killing those conclusions. Shoot them. Shoot the conclusions, not your feet, okay? And the judgments, like, stop it. Just stop it. All right. So everyone, I judge myself for being humanoid and made being a humanoid a wrongness by doing it different. I destroy and create now. Pod and POC, right, wrong, but connections, boys and beyond. So how are you made being a humanoid a wrongness by doing it different? I don't understand that. Could you say more, Cynthia? Are you with us? Are you with us? Yeah, you are. Unmute. Here. Tell us more. We don't hear you, honey. I think there's go down and you have you're unmuted, so I'm not sure why we don't hear you. Oh, yeah, no.
Like, people judge me for doing things different.
Yeah, I don't know what you may being a humanoid a wrongness by doing it different or things differently. That you do things differently. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, yeah, and who cares? They're always gonna judge you. If you do it the same like them, you're different. They're gonna judge you anyway. So, okay, so what's the value of creating yourself like other people? Wouldn't you like to stand out? Wouldn't you like to be different? I know their normal is not mine. Yeah, do you really want to be normal? Do you really want to be like everybody else? And how has it been working for you so far? Right. So are you willing to be judged? And that's the easiest way. Okay. Yeah, of course. And there's nothing that stops you from changing it. Like the story that I've done it for so many years, so this is the way it always has been for me. It's really just a nice story. If you go beyond, like, what can I actually create? What can I actually be in this world that I haven't yet considered as possible? Like that something was happening before, even up to yesterday. It doesn't mean it has to be tomorrow. Like all these decisions, judgments, conclusions, computations from your past that you used to create your future, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all night shots, boys and beyonds. And yes, interesting point of view. I have this point of view is awesome. And who does this belong to is awesome. And just a choice will always be stronger and greater and bigger than all of this processing. You can run some clearing for 30 years, 150 times a day and still not choose something different. The clearings are actually just clearing the road. You still have to make a step. So imagine the road or the path being like has boulders and like fallen trees and a whole bunch of obstacles. The clearings actually clear this path. You still have to choose to start walking on this path or recognize that there's a gazillion paths available to you, not only this one that you decided was right for you, okay? So everything that brings up for you, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Ow. Right and wrong, good and bad, one pack, online shots, boys and beyond. So when all you amazing, beautiful humanoids, will you recognize that being just like everybody else is a travesty, is a dishonoring of you, is unkind to you? Like, can you really change the world by being somebody else? Or like trying really badly to be somebody else that you decided was better than you, which probably is not even close to be as great and amazing as you. Ow. Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, one book, all night shots, boys and beyonds. And every judgment that you're unwilling to receive, you know what happens? Do you remember? Anybody knows? You lose what? How much a year? 10,000. 10,000. But every judgment you receive, you make 5,000 more this year. So how much money are you refusing with the judgments that you are not receiving? Everything that is, will you destroy and uncreate it, please? Ow. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all night shots, boys and beyond. So how much money would you make if you actually, like, thank you for your judgment, receive the judgment? She's so weird and so different. Thank you. Or you can say, you know, in your head, fuck you very much. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to be me. If you don't like it, oh well, have fun, be miserable. Like, you can actually be that. And it took me the longest time of using the tools everywhere, every day, to be willing to actually show up and not try to be like everybody else and not try to blend in. And I was an amazing, and I am good chameleon. Like, I can talk with everyone. I can be in really good small talk. Nobody will recognize that I'm different, but it's so not fun for me now. I can't do this anymore. I have to say something like outrageous or something that will like stir something up or something that will like, I can feel the in people. And it's so much fun for me. So see, maybe something that you never were willing to do or to be could be fun for you. You know, say something outrageous. Say something that's coming from your awareness and that will make their skin crawl. Like, say something that's like absolutely shocking for everyone. See, try it out. And if they judge you, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Thank you. So sameness is not your intended design, Brian. Oh yeah, turn yourself up and not down. Love it. Yeah, turn it up, turn it up, turn it up. I'm trying to like look at the sameness is not your intended design. Oh yeah, like be the same. Yes, of course. No, we're different. We're amazing. And can you inspire the world? Can you change the world if you just like little follower? No, stop being pathetic. Stop being powerless. Stop pretending that you're powerless, because this will, like, universe will kick your ass. Like, sooner or later, it will kick your ass if you're trying. It's now the time to step up. We cannot hide any longer. We cannot like sit in our closets and holes anymore. We can't. This world, this reality needs us right now. Like, no longer we can like afford to be hidden. It's just not like, imagine what you know now with the tools of access. Like, imagine like not do anything and not use them and go back to your old life. Would you do it even if somebody offered you millions of dollars? No, right? Like, what? No. So why are you trying to do this? Why are you pretending that this is more valuable? Why are you pretending that this reality is more valuable than you and your being and your greatness and the future that you're creating? Please don't. There's one thing I don't fully get. Can you explain more? Me being different, it's what's required. Like, okay, so have you been always, Rebecca, different than your family? Yeah. Have you always like looked out for the mothership to come and take you home? Or some other mama to show up? Yeah. And of course we make ourselves wrong for being different. Yes, that's natural. That's normal. Like, get over yourselves. It's normal. Humanoids make themselves wrong. They only right when they're wrong. That's it. So, and now it's time to move on beyond this, right? As again, how can you enjoy being different? And this might take a while to kind of like, I'm like infecting you with the virus of consciousness right now. It will, I just planted the seed. Don't try to dig it out. It will grow into something. One day you might wake up and feel completely different. Or you'll be like kind of proud of being different. It's like, yeah, bitches, I am different. Problem? And a problem with that? Like, if you really step up, everybody, you will show up anywhere, like with your babies and children and like in the park, mama with, I don't know, throw up on your shoulder, and everybody will be like, who's that? Wow, she's so different. Wear it with pride. Don't hide it. It's like, okay, so you guys, you are these big elephants, okay? Amazing, big, beautiful, massive elephants. And you go into the mouse party and trying to pretend to be mouse. You like put the little ears, you like staples your ears to your head, and you like, have a little nose mask. Like, I'm a mouse. Don't you see I'm a mouse? Everybody can see you're not a mouse. Like, stop it. Nobody will mistaken you for a mouse. Even if you try so hard and you like contract yourself as much as you can. You're an elephant. You cannot be a mouse. You can't. Big, glorious, amazing elephant that destroys every limitation in his way and her way. trumps everything, including Trump. All right, guys, I know I could talk with you and be with you forever. And Amy, I've been talking too much. You should have like stopped me at some point. But I do like talking, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, we're gone way over time. So
yes, way over time. So we have to finish soon. So you like the exercise with the beings of light, and a little bit we said about entities. I am talk to the entities facilitator, which is my favorite class to facilitate, to be all honest with you, even though I can do all other classes. And because of the changes I see in people, the empowerment that comes out of it, the stepping up, the beautiful space and sense of trust, people start trusting themselves and what they know, and they have to trust themselves. They have to step up. They have to step into their potency and power, because otherwise they just can't move on. They recognize that they no longer can lie to themselves and to everybody else around them. So it's this beautiful 2-day class. It's not that long. It's 2-day class. The prerequisites, it's only bars, and I offer them in many places, and I will be in Florida. Amy, you want to talk about it?
Yes, you're going to be here in Florida, Boca Raton, South Florida, 24th and 25th of February. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
We're going to do the intro in the morning, and then go have a little break, and then go into the whole new world. A new beginning, isn't that what it's called?
Yes, a whole new world. It used to be the beginner's class, but it really is a whole new world of possibilities that shows up for the people. So this is one of the classes, 24th, 5th of March.
Mm-hmm.
In Boca Raton, so South Florida, Eastern Florida, close to Fort Lauderdale, if you want to fly in.
Yeah. West Palm Beach, to the airports you can fly into.
So awesome place, like one of the best places to be in the winter if you're coming from the cold place. Mm-hmm. Also, I'm going next week to Brazil to facilitate classes in São Paulo and Curitiba. And I'll be in Edmonton and Winnipeg, one class in Canada in March, one in June. I'm creating class in Ireland as well in the summer, in July, and already looking at New York, Tara, that was you, and New York and Michigan in the fall. So if you would like to invite me maybe to your area, if you do have people that could be interested and you could create a class, I'm open. Fall is the earliest because I am booked until the fall, but absolutely, I love traveling. I love creating. I love meeting new people. And I really enjoy facilitating these classes because I do it for myself too. I'm doing it for myself, not only for you. I love being a contribution, but my life changes every time I facilitate a class. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Amy, for having this amazing idea and then like pushing me, because electronics and computers and like technical things and me, I'm still working on it. So and here I am, created this.
And we'll send out the recording on Facebook.
Yes, we're going to post the recording. I hope I will figure out how to do that. I will. I promise I will.
So just end recording and then...
Yes. You see, I need someone to tell me what to do. Stop recording. So I am stopping the recording.